Hi, my name's Sophie and welcome to episode 46 of the Link Building Show. Today I'm here with Oakley and we're going to be talking about finding your links. So when you send out your press release, it goes to lots of different journalists. Do they often reply when they're using your piece?
So oftentimes journalists are quite busy, so they won't have the time to reply individually to let you know that they've used your story or press release or that they've linked to your client. Sometimes journalists can be really helpful and send you the link and to let you know that it's gone live, which is a really helpful way of just finding your links. But oftentimes, no, they won't let you know.
So what would be the first step in looking for your links then?
So the best way I've found is to type in your client's name, but in quotation marks into Google. And then what you can do is you can use a tool on Google which lets you filter by the last 24 hours or the last week, depending on what you want to do. And this will show you results where your client's name is featured in relevant articles, and hopefully that will include your press release.
Yeah. And can you tell from that whether they've been linked, or is that just whether the actual word's been used in the article?
So that would be whether the actual word has been used in the article, and then obviously you'd have to individually go on each of those to check whether those have been linked correctly to your client's site.
And is there any other software other than just searching on Google that you can use to find your links?
Yeah, so you can use Muckrack, which is also a great way. So you can, again, type in the client's name in quotation marks. That will bring up articles on Muckrack's database where your client's name features. Ahrefs also has a really good backlink checker. So you can type in your client's website, basically put in the URL, and it will show you where your client's website has been linked. This could be really useful if the press release has been used, but for example, they've not included your client's name in the article, but they've still linked back to the research.
Oh, yeah.
So for example, saying like, oh, new research shows, and then they've also linked back to your client's website, which would still count as a link, even if it's not included in the anchor text.
That sounds like a really useful feature, because if they've not named the client, there's no other way really that you would be able to find that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that must be a really useful resource. One thing that we're quite good at Search Intelligence is landing links on websites that aren't actually in English. Is there a different way that you have to go about finding those links, or is it a similar process?
So it would still be a similar process. A lot of the times when we have links being landed on international sites, say if it's not in English, if it's in a different language, they will keep the client's name the same because it is, say, like a brand, and the client's website's name will be in English. So oftentimes that will remain in English and it will still be picked up by the previous methods that we talked about.
Yeah. So how do the team keep track of all the links they've secured for the client?
So what we tend to do is we put everything into Notion, which is basically like a software that you can use to track links. So we will have a section for each of our clients where we will keep a record of the campaigns that we've sent out each month for them, and any subsequent links that have been achieved for each of those campaigns. And then Notion's able to basically total these up, and we're able to basically deliver these to our clients, show them what links we've landed.
Yeah. That must be really, really useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time, Oakley, and thank you for watching this episode of the Link Building Show, and we'll see you in the next one.